Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Hussein, and we come from Kent College, an independent day and boarding school situated in Canterbury, UK. Kent College has a Methodist foundation which welcomes pupils of all faiths and none.
As a part of forming our Model United Nations here, we had the great opportunity of making this short film about women in education. To do so, we interviewed some of our fellow students from a range of ages and nationalities in order to see their thoughts on women's rights to education.
We asked questions to get insight into our classmates' views and investigate the different perspectives that they held about this critical topic which we are dealing with.
The students we interviewed are from a range of different countries and backgrounds, and we asked them to describe and compare their experience here in the UK to any former educational experience they may have had.
We like to think that in this country, the issue of women's rights was pretty much solved and sorted, and this film was a way of testing that idea. We expected that everyone would have the same outlook on women's education, but personally, we both were surprised to find the diverse viewpoints that our peers had to share with us.
After hearing that things aren't as good as they should be, we came to one conclusion: everyone should have equal access, equal opportunities, and equal rights.
By publishing this film, we are sharing a snapshot of the views which highlight what a certain population of people still believe is a current issue which needs to be addressed today.
We want to make sure that everyone who watches this film comes out of it with a raised awareness, increased self-reflection, and are ready to challenge any of these views still in place today.
Keeping that in mind, we just hope that you enjoy and are challenged by what these people have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Lottie and I've grown up in Canterbury in Kent.
I'm Noah. I was born in London.
Hi, my name's Green. I was born in Nepal. Hi, my name is Priska and I come from Africa.
My name is Shreyash. I come from Nepal. I'm Annalisa. I'm originally from Nepal.
I'm Giampaolo. I come from Italy.
I'm Marco. I come from Italy.
I'm Benedict.
I'm Greta from Italy.
I'm Nicole from Italy.
And my name is Anna. I'm from Russia.
I think education is really important because it can open so many doors for you in the real world. And if you have good education, then you get a good job, then your life will be easier. People say education is power. And if you don't have education, then you won't achieve the goals you want to in the future.
I think education is really important just to get you somewhere in life. And if you're poor, if you get education, whether you're a man or woman, you can help your family and help people around you. So I think education is really important.
I think education is increasingly more important because without education, you can't go in the modern world and have a decent job. That's why usually without education, you end up doing unskilled works. And so to have a good career, you need to have a good education.
I think if you're educated, you get the chance to decide for yourself what will happen to you in your future. It's easy for authorities to fool around with uneducated people. So it's important to have an education and to make sure this doesn't happen.
It's important for my person, and also for my career as well, obviously, because education can open your mind, and of course, if you are well educated, you can succeed in your work, in your job. So
I think nowadays education is a key issue to get a good job and to be successful in life. Because without education, you cannot even get money to live for yourself, and of course can't get money for your family. And for a woman especially, if she has an education, she has an opportunity to be more independent from her family, because she can have money for herself and for her family.
I think in terms of primary and secondary education, equality is almost unanimous, but definitely some of the older institutions of university education, there is still inequality there.
I think it's kind of questioned if a woman wanted to do physics, which is such a male-dominated subject. I don't think it's discouraged so much anymore, but it's just slightly unusual, and I think we have a way to go.
Well, yes, because we have we in our society in Russia we think that a woman mostly should be in house, looking after the house, after the family, and the man's job is to give money for the family, not the woman's. So that is why the woman is less independent and dependent on the man.
Equality is ever growing and ever prosperous. I think some industries are still very male dominated. Women can't fight in frontline roles in the British military, which some would argue be included is not fair. In the world of business and industry as well, I think men probably have a higher chance of being employed in higher paid roles.
Certain facts and figures show that women do stand at a slight disadvantage for either one reason or the other. But I think that there's too much of a separation in if men and women can fit into different professions, and that if you're a woman you must do domestic jobs and men must go out and work. I think that isn't right.
There are many countries where women are preferred just to stay home, and in Italy this happens really often. This is due to the fact that the employers prefer to employ men, because usually a woman gets married and then has children, and when a woman has children, obviously some time has to be given to the woman, and this time is even retributed. So this goes at the disadvantage of the corporation. The most important thing is that men change their opinion, and there are many statistics that actually say that women work and give more at work than men do. Although this happens, they aren't always given the same opportunities. And for the education, I'd say I hope that there is a political change in these countries where education isn't given to women.
I think that the main problem is that a lot of countries, a lot of cultures still keep old traditions. Some of these traditions still view the woman as a person which is different from a man. And with different, you mean this is doesn't have all the rights, is not as important as a man is, particularly if you consider a family and not a society as a whole. But that's the main problem. But today there are a lot of countries where this problem doesn't exist anymore, such as my country, such as UK or USA, but in other countries this problem still exists, and it is quite important to remember why it's important to fight against these issues.
Yes, in education I would say yes, but still there can be observed a great difference in how much they earn, even if they inhabit the same job or same rank as a male, they will earn a bit less.
Mostly yes. I think in Italy women and men do have the same opportunity, especially during younger age in school and education.
Yeah, I think also at work is quite the same. There is a kind of equality, so we are quite happy.
In terms of education, I'd say it depends on the region, and I think it's more yes than no. However, my friend, she couldn't get to the college because her brother, who is the same age as she is, his family thinks that because he's a boy, he will get more income for the family than she will do it in the future. And he's now studying to become a designer. And she dropped the school and working as a waiter in the restaurant. However, she wanted to do medicine and become a nurse.
I'd say the Pankhursts really influenced me. I feel like if they could encourage women to die so that we could have a vote today, then we should use it and we shouldn't abuse that privilege that they've given us. Female sports people, Victoria Pendleton, I look up to because she made a name for herself in a really male environment. And Mother Teresa, because although she fulfills the stereotypical motherly caring stereotype, she also was very pioneering, like Florence Nightingale, very pioneering. She did things in a male-dominated environment. She did things that people thought women shouldn't do, and she broke down these walls, which we are continuing to break down today.
The suffragettes, just how they stood up against so much oppression and risked their lives and all their opportunities to stand up for what they believed in.
Any woman who's spoken out and stood up for herself, even if you read the paper and you see one thing, I think, oh, that's really good and I want to be like her.
Etta James was a black woman, and in the olden times, black women weren't allowed to go and were only allowed to sing, but when they went to restaurants, they wouldn't serve them because they were black, and she stood up for her rights, became a singer, and then showed people that even if she's black, she can actually do this, do that, and it's really good because she's a woman as well, and they didn't really let women do these kind of things in those times. So
I look up to all the already famous people because they remind me of that inequality isn't always there. Like there's tons of women who's equally famous as other men, and it's not just because they're women that, or if they're men, that they're famous. They're famous for their skills, and I think it's really inspirational.
I look up to every woman that succeeds in the world of sport because it's an environment where women are set apart usually. So to succeed in that environment, as for example Sarah Williams in tennis, it's really hard, and I think it's a good role model.
Yes, J.K. Rowling and my mum. Well, J.K. Rowling because, of course, she wrote amazing books, which I love. So she followed her dreams, and although she was a female author, she managed it pretty well.
Yes, I think it's the Russian Queen Ekaterina II, because she was one of the first queens in Russia, and she was more independent than other queens.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen. The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
The educated woman, let's make it happen.
We are all equal, we're all people, and we all need to be treated the same.